I want to make sure I explain or show you guys how to use the Office 365 external tool function that is in Canvas. It makes grading easier and it makes organization on your part a lot easier as well. So I have a module set up here already, and basically the premise that you guys need to do is just create a new assignment. So I'll just name it lesson test run, and we'll leave it sitting here, and that's it. And then you guys know how to edit. So you click on it and then you start the editing process. Now, one thing before you begin, if you guys want to be highly organized, one thing you guys are going to be understanding is you're pulling every file that we're about to embed in here from the Microsoft Office OneDrive. So when you guys click on the OneDrive, you'll see you have all of your folders that you have in there, even from your chat, from previous stuff that you guys have done over the last couple of months or years. I have everything for my financial algebra class in here and my algebra 1. So I'm going to pull from my financial algebra class today. So just make sure if you have your files uploaded, it makes it a lot easier for you to especially do this next step. So you're going to edit. One thing I usually do is I put a disclaimer at the top that's similar to this when I'm using Word. I do have an Excel file that my students will be working on later this year. I don't have PowerPoint, but I will change the functionality instead of Word to Excel. But so that students understand how to do it. You can either edit this in Canvas or you can open it in a desktop app. No matter what, it will save it automatically for the students. So I'll give it a couple points here, 5, and then we'll go down, and here's the key. Submission is going to be external tool. And from the external tool, you would click find and you scroll down to the Office 365 Cloud assignment. Now, you will have to log into your Office 365 if this is your first time doing it, and then that's it. You only have to do it one time and you're done. So I'm just going to find the very first student assignment talking about first job and create a Word doc. All my students do activity packets as their notes, and so we'll attach this file and we'll go from there. It may take a second, but once it's done, you hit select, assign it to the students, give it a due date, typical things that we all have to do. And that's it. So no sharing on my end, nothing crazy. I just take the files that I've created, I have saved on OneDrive, I plug it in, and then I'll save and publish it. So this is what it looks like on the teacher end. Your file will come up, you'll see the subject matter come in, and you're done. Now from here, here's the test student that I currently have. If I refresh, it should pop up, and there is the actual assignment. So this is what a student sees on their end. On our end, we don't see a submit button or anything like that, but on their end, they need to. Oh, and here's one caveat. If a student says, I can't see it, it's because they need to actually link their Office 365 student account first. So be aware, if you see something like this, if a student says, I can't see it, they'll need to actually log in. So I'm going to log in. I came up on a separate window. Let me type in the password. And they have to do this one time. Nope. And no, do not want to stay signed in. Tell students to say yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you will see the document will slowly come up and it will auto-populate. And so what happens is basically on the back end, what I need everybody here to understand is that this is actually taking this document and it's putting it into a folder, creating a folder called Canvas, and then inside that folder Canvas, it creates a folder called Test Class, and then in there, it's saving this file automatically. So this is where I talked about as a student where they'll see it. So they can edit either in or outside of the functionality. It does not matter. All that matters is once you guys see it, a student will start to come in and you see it saves automatically. Now, if a student doesn't like it, doesn't want to see it, have them hit open and it opens a little bigger for them, and then they can edit the document in. So as you start to see, first thing, if you're already working, what led you to choose this job? Well, if it's a high school student, I have no experience. So I have to sling burgers. All right, simple, right? Burgers, sorry, something like that. And then what happens is as a student goes through, it's saving it automatically. And when they're done, they can just close out, okay? Or they can continue to edit if they want, or I'm just going to basically do I'm going to shut this bad boy down. Bloop. Now, what happens is you may ask yourself, as students may say, it's not saving, but it actually is. Okay, so if a student says, you know what, you have a long project where they say, I don't want to mess with this right now, I need to come back to it. If I go back into my test run and I look, guess what? It actually will save it again, and it's still there. It does not experience. The only time it'll ever run into a problem is if a student actually physically goes into their OneDrive and finds the assignment and deletes it. Now that will take a lot of initiative. I don't think most students would do that, but understand that it auto-saves automatically for a student. When it's all said and done, if this is all I want to do, a student hits submit, and then you say you're finished, yay, and they're done. Right now, if they want to keep submitting multiple times, if you allow them to do multiple submissions, they'll do it. But once it says finished here, that's it. The student goes back and it's done. And then what happens on your end is you'll go in and you'll go to your dashboard, and I should see it pop up. Let me go to my 3 more. There it is right there. Grade, lesson, test run. I give it, it will pop up in here. You give it a little note, make a comment if you want. You can do annotations on this document that a student will see because it saves it back on their OneDrive. Once you're done, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So it's a simple process. Just make sure you guys are loading up the files, saving it in a OneDrive initially, then you attach it, and you should have and be able to see multiple students. You should not run into an issue where somebody edits your document because it's yours and you're taking it and throwing it basically into their OneDrive. Students can't tell you, I have worked on it, but I don't know where it went. It'll always be there. Please let me know if you guys have any questions, but that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys find this tool useful. It's been so useful so far for me this year. Running in the 3 weeks, and you can see I have things I need to grade, but it makes it go like that.